Hi, you can learn 3,000 words and be able to speak English quite well. I'm teaching 3,000 words and going deep into each word, one word a day. I hope that you enjoy this video and I hope that you look at my channel for a lot more. See you in the lesson. Unnecessary. Unnecessary. Whenever we have the pronunciation with an airy on the end of it, in North American English we say airy. We say necessary. I've heard when I listen to my books and they have a British accent, they usually say necessary. But in North American English, we say airy. Okay? You can say it both ways, but if you're in North America, unnecessary is the way you would pronounce this. Some synonyms of unnecessary are extra, optional, non-essential, gratuitous, superfluous, irrelevant. These are some synonyms for unnecessary. And if it's unnecessary, it means you don't need it. It can be extra. Unnecessary is usually a neutral to negative term. Extra is a positive term. Optional is positive. Non-essential is kind of negative. Gratuitous, superfluous, and irrelevant are all negative. Bringing an umbrella was unnecessary since the forecast promised clear skies all day. It's not needed. His unnecessary remarks during the meeting embarrassed his colleague and added nothing to the discussion. They were superfluous, they were excessive, and they were uncalled for. Uncalled for. Nobody asked for that, and he still gave it. The investigation revealed several unnecessary expenditures in the department's annual budget. They were avoidable. They were inefficient use of resources. They were an unnecessary expenditures. While you're putting yourself under a lot of unnecessary pressure before the presentation. It's avoidable. If something is unnecessary, then it's avoidable. Okay, that eye roll was totally unnecessary. And the eye roll, when teenagers do it a lot, they go, "Yeah, whatever, Mom." Can you tell I have personal experience with that one? Okay, that eye roll was totally unnecessary. It's dramatic. It's over the top. Over the top means unnecessary, beyond. The opposite of unnecessary is necessary. The noun is necessity. The noun is necessity. The verb is necessitate. The verb is necessitate or need. The adjective is unnecessary. And the adverb is unnecessarily. Now, I want to talk just really quick about how to practice pronunciation of a very long word like unnecessarily. So we have this long word, unnecessarily. And what we're going to do is start at the end. If we're having a hard time pronouncing a word, then you start at the end and you just practice li. Li. Practice it in the mirror and say li, li. And then say really, really. And then put the next syllable on. Serily, serily, serily. Finally, you say cessarily, cessarily, cessarily. You just keep doing this. Start at the back of the word, necessarily, necessarily. And then unnecessarily, unnecessarily. If you start at the end of the word and just take it sound by sound, then you can build easier. Another thing to remember is that English is spoken slowly. Most languages in the world speak a lot faster than people who speak English. You may think, but no, I have to speak really fast. I would encourage you to slow down. When we slow down, first of all, English has, it doesn't take as many words to express an idea, or even as many syllables to express an idea that it probably takes in your language. So you are used to making a lot faster sounds. As a North American English speaker, I find that Indian and Pakistani English is very difficult for me to understand. The reason it's so difficult is not because of the difference in pronunciation, it's because of the speed. Because Hindu and Punjabi are languages that are spoken a lot faster. So when a person learns English then, and they're basing it on the same speed that they were speaking in their native language, then they try to speak it really, really fast. I've noticed this with some of my students from Dominican Republic. Dominican Republic Spanish is very fast. Ecuadorian Spanish is not as fast. And my students from Ecuador don't struggle so much with this concept as my students from Dominican Republic. So the Dominicanos expect to speak English as fast as they speak Spanish. That's the same with the Pakistanis. They expect to speak English as fast, and they're really good at it. But it's very hard for me to understand it that fast. So it's better to slow down when you speak English and understand that everybody is speaking at a slower pace, even in the Northeast of the United States, which sounds very fast if you're struggling to understand. I hope you've enjoyed this video and that you've learned a lot. Please put your comments below. I do look at those, and if you have English questions, I'm happy to answer them. I hope to see you in the next video. Bye-bye.